So today's lunch, I'm going to try to use up a lot of the vegetables that I have in my fridge. And I'm starting with the ubiquitous red onions, which I'm going to saute on their own for a moment. So today's lunch, I'm going to try to use up a lot of the vegetables that I have in my fridge. And I'm starting with the ubiquitous red onions, which I'm going to saute on their own for a moment. So now I've just dropped in about 6 garlic cloves, which I have cut the ends off and then I've sliced them into halves. So if you think 6 garlic cloves for one person's lunch is a little bit too much, you could cut that down. If you're a friend of mine and you're intimately acquainted with me and you get into close enough proximity, please let me know if I'm overdoing the garlic. Salt. Not that much of it actually, but you do need it. Broccoli rabe. Mainly just the tips, not much in the way of stalk. So I just turned up the heat a little bit to continue sauteing. But this is all pretty quick, and you may or may not notice if you look closely, I just get the asparagus and I rip it with my hands to make it chef style. I don't bother cutting it, it's too easy. And besides, if the asparagus is going off and it's gone soft, and you try to sort of tear it using your hands only, you'll know. If it doesn't crunch when you do it, it's too old. I'm going to do some red pepper for colour. So now I've got the red pepper in there, but when I cut them, I usually take out like the white part that's inside. It doesn't have any taste and not necessarily bad for you, but it doesn't taste great, so just take it out. And now just a couple of really large Brussels sprouts. I think my life was changed when I realized you could saute or bake Brussels sprouts. I mean, I like them boiled too, but I love them with a bit of char. Must be the pie ready. So now the Brussels sprouts are in, and at this point a meat eater is thinking, but where's the protein? And my answer to that is usually something along the lines of, well, we don't actually need as much protein as the meat and FDA and other people tell you. The last research I looked at said that we only need 1.6 or 1.3 ounces of protein. You get protein in all vegetables, it comes in eggs, it comes in bread, it comes in all kinds of things. The myth that you somehow have to have a huge slab of red meat. Organic tamari gluten-free soy sauce. That's my flavor enhancer go-to. I like Bragg's amino acid, but this stuff is a lot lighter than ordinary soy sauce, and it doesn't make it taste like a Chinese meal. Those of you who are wondering, I put about a capful of the gluten-free organic tamari, which is a kind of soy sauce, but it's the Japanese version, and this brand especially tends to be a bit lighter and not quite so industrial tasting as the cheaper Chinese and other versions of soy sauce. So I would prefer tamari. Because this is a kind of stir fry, I just dumped the white rice in there, okay? And it was sitting in my fridge because I usually make more rice than I can eat in one sitting. And the best thing to do is cover it over with the vegetables, leave it in there for a couple of minutes so that it gets warm, and we've just made a dish in one pan, everybody. Admittedly it's a wok, but it's one pan and not so much cleaning. So I'm going to let this cook for just a little bit longer. In fact, I might put a lid on it so I don't lose all the liquid. And then I'm going to serve it and I'm going to eat it. You better be damn sure. Here's the finished article with some black sesame seeds on it.